if you if you cannot see very clearly, but because later I also will just display with my presentation. Therefore, still depend on the presentation. Yes, most time if you cannot see smoothly, just let me know. So I will try to use the camera directly to display through another laptop. Yeah.
You cannot do a test now?
Yeah, I will ask the officer, Wang Mengdong.
Okay.
王梦东，
哎，老师，
那你能不能把这个共享屏幕打开？我要试一下那边，看他们看看这个就是会不会跳。OK，
您现在试一下。
OK, great. So I will just try to see to show, for example, here. Can you see?
Yes, it's smooth, but there is no sound. Not yet. Yeah, it's normal. Just wait.
It's smooth. Yeah. It's smooth, right?
Yes, but there is no sound of the video.
Yes. Yeah. It's very strange. That means when I play this, I use another laptop to play the sound. So the microphone still can connect the voice, right? Yeah, it's a good idea. So hopefully, I use another laptop to make sound. So still use this laptop to show you. Microphone makes a noise. Can see me clear, or the lights outside is too strong?
It's okay, but if you find a direction with no light, not strong light behind you, it's better.
Yeah, maybe it's too strong the light. I move to another place.
it's better. Yeah,
Yeah. How about here? Good.
it's much more better.
Or this side? Here still. How about here?
It's okay. It's okay.
Which side is better? That side,
Both
right?
sides are okay. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. That's a
Good afternoon. See you again.
Yeah, nice to meet you again.
So you are
How are you?
from?
I'm from Kathmandu, Nepal.
Okay, Nepal. Yeah, Nepal. So do you have do you have students to learn Wushu?
Yes, I have students. Yeah.
So do they learn Changquan or Tai Chi? Because last time I saw you
Yes,
learn Tai Chi.
yeah. I love to what Chanchuan is best. I
Okay.
love to learn Chanchuan as well.
Mhm. But today I don't teach any Changquan. Yeah, only just talk.
Eh,
Do you mind?
No, I
Talk.
don't mind.
Okay,
Whatever you
share.
teach, I don't mind. It's
Okay.
my pleasure to uh, learn from you.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. I have a question.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, the recording, this teaching procedure, which you teach from yesterday, uh, since yesterday to for 1 week. Do we have a recording backup?
Yes, you
Can we get?
can. Yeah, you
Uh,
can just browse the official websites of the International Wushu
IW,
Federation.
uh,
Yes.
and IWF USU Federation website, and can we get from USU TV too? The
Uh,
YouTube channel USU TV.
yeah, you can ask the officer from IWF.
Oh,
I don't know this.
okay, sure.
Hi, Mrs. Shubaha. I think I can answer your question. Yes, you can find the video after this lecture on the Wushu TV.
Okay, thank you.
No
Thank you.
worries.
Today's lecture won't be too hard. Will be interesting, easy to everyone. Okay, the time is up. It's time to have class. Start.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the International Wushu Federation. Please. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the International Wushu Federation online Wushu classroom. Today is the opening class of our second week classroom. As you may find from the released schedule, we arrange 4 course classes on the focus of youth and children Wushu for this schedule. Youth Wushu practitioners are essential members of global Wushu family. They represent the future of Wushu. We hope the coming featured classes could offer nutrition to you and youth cultivation. Okay, now let's get back to today's class. Today's lecture is How Can We Make Wushu More Attractive to Kids, delivered by Mr. Zhu Dong. Mr. Zhu Dong is a Wushu professor, doctoral supervisor at Shanghai University of Sport. He is also the deputy dean of the School of International Education at Swiss. Now, let's welcome Mr. Zhu Dong to start his class.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Liu. Thank Mr. Liu to introduce me. I was asked to give the class about the children's Wushu training. So you may ask me, you may have some question. Yeah, last time you teach Tai Chi, this time you teach the Wushu about the children. So how many things do you know? Yeah, you are so versatile. Actually, my major is about the scientific training of the Wushu and also the scientific exercise intervention. And I didn't teach too much for children, but we have some research about the children. And also, I'd like to thank you to my colleague from the Belgium and also from France. They provide many materials to support this kind of lecture. And this lecture is about our academic outcomes. It's not in terms of not regarding to the aspect from the IWUF. Okay. Okay, let me share my presentation. Can you see? Okay, great. Wushu for kids. How can we make Wushu more attractive to kids? Today is Children's Day. So this is a good topic. How can we attract kids to practice Wushu? So I'm from Shanghai University of Sport and also the Mark Dibu. I will tell you, and my friend Nassim Barik, he provides the videos and also kind of teaching materials. Okay, the contents. So first, why do we want to talk about this topic? And seeking for a different teaching way for Wushu kids. And stretching without pain. So when we teach our children, and we cannot skip the stretching, right? The kids, they scare the pain. So how can we make them to accept? And making stance training fun. Okay, the situation Wushu in the world. So everyone knows the Wushu still not the Olympic official game. So we still try our best to promote Wushu, be the member of Olympic game. If you see the spectators in China, also in the kind of the international Wushu championship, we don't have many audiences. We don't have many spectators. So how how come? Even we don't attract many TV, many broadcasts to display, to broadcast our live competitions. Therefore, what's the problem? On the one hand, that is, we don't have too big Wushu population, right? They don't know what about Wushu. But however, they like to watch Kung Fu movie. They like watch the action movie. So this is why, this is one of their reason to learn Wushu. There is a kind of a survey of the Wushu participants in each continent. We have conducted this survey 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago. So you can see this bar. So this blue bar, that is in Europe. So only 9 countries, their Wushu population from 1,000 to 5,000. That means in one country, they only, in most country, their Wushu population, not too much. You can see only seldom, in few countries, their Wushu population over 10,000. That's 10 years ago. Right now, I hope we already have big Wushu populations. On the other hand, our Wushu population should rely on young generation. Yeah, Tai Chi is very good. We can attract a lot of people to practice Tai Chi. But if we want to promote Wushu to the Olympic game, we need the young generation. Therefore, how can we do this? Our components, actually, when you talk about the Wushu training, you always want to keep the secret. Okay, this is my special recipe. I don't want to tell you because you are my opponent. In my point of view, according to our survey, our opponent is not our Wushu coaches, Wushu clubs. Our opponent is another martial arts. As we conducted the survey or investigation, we found out many Wushu coaches complain, okay, if their kids just don't like the Wushu, they don't transfer from your club to another Wushu club. They may directly from Wushu to learn karate, taekwondo, judo, right? Therefore, I think we should share our Wushu knowledge to each other. We make the market bigger, then you have more populations. So actually, same routine, different Wushu teachers teach, they have different outcomes. And also different teachers, they have different students. Therefore, generally, no matter your recipe or your good method will be learned by someone else. They own similar copies, your style. Therefore, I encourage everyone to share the idea. Then we can make the Wushu for kids is better. So this is what I want to talk this topic here. You can see this is a kind of, we organize kind of the Wushu seminar in Belgium, in France. We also brought the Wushu coach to there. We want to see whether Wushu teaching method from China is suitable for the European kids. Yes, the answer is, the answer is it's suitable. But if the Wushu coach always use the same method, maybe the kids feel boring very soon. The current challenges for Wushu, that is, we need to increase Wushu population, right? Especially young participants. So therefore, the organizations, federations, and also universities are trying to find a good way to resolve this problem. For example, you can see the 2 pictures above, right? This kind of activity has been organized by Shanghai University of Sport every year. So they call it Young Master Summer Camp. That is This kind of project is supported by Shanghai Municipal Education Commission. They provide the money. So the kids join this kind of camp to learn Wushu. And they also have the chance to travel to Shaolin Temple, Shaolin Shi, or Wudang Mountain to sightseeing and also to feel the Wushu, the traditional style. So actually this kind of activities somehow to increase the interesting of our kids. You can see the another two pictures below. The one is Wushu summer camp, summer school. This also is organized by Shanghai University of Sport. Every year we organize the summer school. So we provide 20 members for quota for the students to apply. So once they come to university, they will stay here for 1 month to practice Wushu, learn Chinese culture, and also the sightseeing in local in Shanghai. So they also enjoy this kind of activity. But this kind of project also is covered by the Shanghai government. You can see the last picture, that is the One Belt, One Road high-level Wushu coach seminar we held in last year. This kind of all the projects covered by Shanghai Municipal Education Commission. Why they invest this kind of money? Because they want to make the platform to attract more young generation and also the Wushu instructors, Wushu coaches to learn, to receive the knowledge of the Wushu. Surely, I believe not only Shanghai University of Sport do this kind of things. All the organizations, universities also do this. And I have to also need to mention that is International Wushu Federation organize the seminar Wushu online courses for you. This also is kind of in order to promote the Wushu, including the Tai Chi and also for the young generation, for aged people. So all the government is trying to do hard to promote. So this kind of knowledge I share you actually is from kind of research. This research is financially supported by Confucius Institute. I don't know whether you know the Confucius Institute or not. This is a kind of owned by the Chinese government, and they just teach the foreigners to learn the Chinese language, also Wushu and something else, the Chinese culture. So this project led by Mark Dibu and his doctoral student called Jia Yueyi. So we had chance to travel to Europe to investigate what's the situation of the Wushu club there, and whether we can find a better way to teach our kids. To be honest, maybe you have the problem. Okay, the kids, they don't like Wushu. They actually like the Kung Fu movie, but they don't like Wushu. So how can we find a better way to be more attractive to them? To be honest, in China, we also is struggling to find a better way for them. And there also are some Wushu clubs. They have good idea, so they went with us to share their idea. You can see this coach, his kind of teaching way also is a kind of a little new. It's a different to our traditional teaching way. So we just went to Belgium, France, and also the Netherlands. You can see in France, we also invite some coaches to sit down to talk. What's the problem and what kind of teaching system in their country. So we just know something about this. So we also just asked the Wushu coach from our rural area in China. It's not from Shanghai, rural area. Why? Why we invite this kind of coach? Because from rural area, the Wushu coach teach the kids. The kids is must strictly follow the teacher's instruction. So the teacher never care about whether you're happy or not. The kids is just strictly follow. Therefore, we want to see whether this kind of way is worked out for our European students. You can see this also is kind of this research about our study. And we also have a following study. Okay, then we got kind of the information. Kids lose their interest in Wushu because what? Training is hard, right? Training is hard. Stretching is pain. Practice is not easy. Yes, it's really hard. And you have many routines I cannot remember. And every day practice same. And not many chances to take part in the competitions. There is not enough competitions, and the students always practice, and they cannot see their progress. They cannot see their skill develop. Okay, here is a video. So there's kind of a suggestion. Can you hear the sound? Can you hear? There's kind of suggestion for how can we teach kids. Actually, this is kind of knowledge, so I just want very quick to show you. I just want to show you some practical. Wait. Okay. Okay, this is the choosing the suitable exercise for you. For example, for kids, normally we just organize kind of different things for them. So if you have kind of this kind of exercise, they may feel interested. And if we provide kind of instrument, voice, they like it. This is in China. You can see the kids also enjoy this. The kids like to play game. Okay, let me talk about our regular stretching like this. Just put the leg on the bar and the stretch. This front stretching and the side stretching, right? Every day, and if we coach, instruct the professional athletes, that matter because that is their work. They have the steady, they have the goal they must to achieve. No problem. If for the kids, they just want to have fun. So maybe few classes, no problem. If every day like this, they feel boring. So this is a kind of the 斜压腿 stretching, right? Backward. So if we want to change, make something to change, we need to think about it. Okay, here you can see the kids have kind of special things to make the stretching. Actually, this also is kind of still feel a little, they feel a little boring, right? So they have kind of the timer, this. When they play game, you know, the kids like to play game. If they want to play game, so if they lose the game, how can we do? So they will have some rewards. We can see rewards. For example, and also this for the 下腰. I don't know whether you know this exercise or not. Bending backward in bridge. So this also is a mix in order to develop the flexibility of the waist. So we ask the children to 下腰, right? So if you want, it's fun. Ask one kid to do this and another kid to crawl, or you can make ask the kids to stand in a line to make the bending backward in bridge. Other kids just crossing under their waist. So this kind of exercise may make them feel happy. If you just ask them to stand there to do this, okay, every day to do this is really, really hard. So we need to find someone. So this is one way. Okay, here. So when we ask the kids to do some stretching, so they feel boring, right? Pain and also stressful. I still remember when I was young, when I was a child, I went to the amateur sports school. Every time I hated the stretching. It's really pain. My coach asked me, I don't know whether you ask your student to do this or not. Just use it. I will show you later. The mouth touch the toe of your foot. So that was really painful. So I show you how can we organize another kind of stretching for the kids. Here we go. Stretching for a kid. This is a normal stretching. This kind of stretching we always have in China, right? So how can we kind of funny stretching for the kids? The game and the passing something during the stretching, passing the toys. Yeah, this kind of exercise is more acceptable for our kids, especially adults. And also like this. Okay, here is our student. When the student young should develop a lot, very flexible. Yes, the coach asks like this. So this is kind of the bend the waist backward. So actually, this is a kind of the stretching. It's a, I know everyone has your own stretching style. I'm here is just introduce something else. Maybe you don't know or you already have know. So this is no problem. Just share some extra knowledge to you. Maybe you like it, you can use, okay? So according to our study, so we find out the Nassim, Mr. Nassim's teaching method is acceptable by the kids. So how can he do? First, you must understand that kids like the game. So we play game. Do you want to play game? The kids say, okay, yes, I like. So you can see the picture on your left. The kids stand in the circle and they toss the toy to the basin. And if they missed, okay, you just go there to have kind of the reward or the punishment. If you say punishment, the kids don't like, right? But they want to play the game. So you can say, okay, I reward you, do something. So stretching or do kind of conditioning. So they use this kind of method. Surely there is better way to increase the attractive to the kids to stretch. So this is only the way for you. So once they play game, they forget exhausted, they forget the pain. So you achieve the training goal and the kids return very happy to return to the game for the next. Okay, here is arranging game for kids are necessary. So you can find some games for kids, especially normally in one class. You may prepare few games, not only one game, especially during your training. Even for this 徒步轮拍, you can ask the kids to against the wall and challenge herself. So you can directly relate to the exercise itself or something else to do this. Okay, the kick, regarding the kick, a regular kick like this. Right? Regular kick. For the athletes, it's no problem. Every day, every time, we always do the 基本功, ask them to do the 基本功. So today I don't mention why we develop, why do we ask the athletes to practice 基本功. Today I just want to share how can we provide another way to practice kick. So you can see this is one way that in order to correct the kids the hand position, you can ask them to also use the band to push, to control their arms. And you also can ask the student to try to kind of the offense and defense. So the kids, also the audience, adult, they like the kind of the attack and the defense. So therefore, this is one way. Another way, you can see this also is a kind of regular kick. So another way that is they kick by themselves, right? If you have this kind of the funky bar, this is leg kick over your bar. If you don't have this, you also can use your hand to ask your athlete kick over another student's hand. So in order to make the kick is funny. This is 礼合腿, okay? This same. Okay, I will tell you another way. Except this also is kind of for the kids, they like the challenge, right? They want challenge themselves. So how can we do? We also can combine, integrate different kicking together. For example, 外摆礼合 together. How can we do? I show you directly. So you can ask them to do like this. 外摆礼合, just like this. Or another direction, 外摆礼合. And you also can use the bar to ask them to kick like this, kick over the bar and do not touch. If you don't have bar, you can use the arm, okay? Normally, integrate kicking is more interest than single kick. Okay, this is another one. It's a regular. So normally, this is what we provide the 单拍脚 for our athletes, right? How can we make change? We can ask them to stand in one line together and practice this to see who is the first one to finish, just like the game. Okay, we also can find something else to do with this or other. Okay, this is a 弹腿冲拳, right? Okay, if we want them to, especially we want the kids to have good hand form, hand position, you also can use the balance beam to ask them to walk during that time. Just raise their arms to walk, so they may feel more interest. Okay, this is a regular 侧踹腿, right? For this is regular practice. You can use the bar to kick the direction. You just need to provide kind of target for your student to kick, and also have another kind of instrument. This, easy as kids kick over this slowly kick. So you just find kind of instrument tool for kids to do it, to challenge their capacity. So this is the just kind of idea. 蹬腿, okay, I don't spend too much time here. For this also is for dentally, you just can ask them to use this to kick over the hole and don't touch anything in order to improve their muscle strength. This is a 前扫. 前扫腿, right? 前扫 is quite easy for you to organize. The kids like this spin. And if you ask someone to challenge, here we don't mention, okay, how can we correct the movement? I'm here just mention how can we increase the enjoyment. Okay, how can we do? Still, this is during your student. If you want increase the attractive to the kids, right? You can ask someone to stand front of him and let his leg try to hit another one. Okay, shoot. For example, this is leg, right? This is a chance of his leg. So this is someone's leg. You just ask the student to avoid to hit. So this is a sweeping leg, right? So this is someone's leg, like this. I wish this is clear for you. Okay. 步行 regarding the stances is also is boring for the kids, but we cannot jump directly from 步行 to form, right? It's boring. So how can we do? Here, I don't know whether you have this or not. This is kind of for the agility, improve the capacity of the agility. So you can ask the kids to do the horse riding with this. Okay, here is the example. Wait a minute. This is kind of the teaching way of the 弓步, 马步. This is 弓步. How can we teach? How can we instruct? So this kind of the conception where the knee at the right position. So for kids, they don't care, but for the adults, they want to know this muscle. So sometimes you also need to explain how can we use it. In fact, it's not practical usage. It's not application. In application, it's always high, right? If you stand up, how can you move? How can you avoid be hit by your opponent? So this is kind of ideal situation. Okay, here is a kind of good exercise used for the kids. Maybe it's interesting. So I find out nothing provides the information. We haven't asked the student to do this before. Maybe this is interesting for the kids and easy to start. So you can try. Ask your student to try this, whether it's easy or not. So this is step-by-step teaching. To be honest, in China, we haven't used this kind of method, but I think this method is quite interesting. Yeah. Another 步行 is a 马步. So how can you teach 马步? Actually, 马步 is not only in Changquan, in Nanquan, and in some other routines, we always have the 马步. So there's kind of requirements. How can you, your 马步 cannot too wide, too big, not too small, right? So how about the muscle? So you also need to provide kind of the application to the kids or to the adult. Surely this is not really fighting. Yes, it's a kind of ideal situation, but kind of interactive is really helpful. So how to teach? So this is a kind of interesting part. From the shoulder width, then put down, and wider than that. Generally, we just 马步 with 3 steps, 3 foot width. This use the bar in order to check whether it's horizontal or not. If stand high, the stick will roll off. This also is check the body position, whether it's vertical or not. So this is a ladder for 马步 practice. I think the kids might be interested. I can say they might be interested. So I think this kind of exercise might be interesting to the kids. They think not every day they practice similar. So you can find something to change, find instrument to help them. So the feedback also is really important. Why the feedback is interesting? It's important. Normally, for example, I ask you to shoot the archery, right? You don't know what the results you hit. So you don't know where your level is. Similar. The Wushu is also neat. No matter how hard you practice, you don't know you have improved or not. This is really hard for Wushu, but this happens to our kids. So therefore, we have the 段位, we have the competitions. They know at least what kind of level. But I think the competition is still, the duration is too long. They don't have to wait too long, so should be shorter. So should provide them kind of feedback. So this is the feedback. So for this is a dangerous. So when you provide kind of the feedback, the assessment should also be aware of the safety and not too hard for the kids. If nobody can pass your assessment, they feel stressful, so they all come. So provide kind of easy and not too hard assessment part. If it's possible, also can ask their parents themselves to involve in the assessment. That would be great. So except that, this is a kind of example, and we also have kind of example for you, even we evaluate Tai Chi. In fact, in Shanghai University of Sport, we also feel kind of things we need to evaluate, assess our Wushu major student. Why? Because if they don't have goal, if they don't have test, they don't pay very hard to practice. Therefore, they need to know their level. They need to have kind of the reason to practice harder, right? Therefore, we were thinking, yes. So in order to see their Tai Chi level, you can see the comb. So we asked the student to touch front comb backward in order to see their balance. Can you see this? This thing. What's this? Guess. You can see this is tennis ball, right? So we asked the student do this. 南拳, 1, 2, this 抛拳 to hit the ball. So they fast and also hit, don't miss all the ball. That is good, right? Recently, we have the AI, artificial intelligence to help us to, for example, we ask the student to perform 五步拳. The machine can directly give the score. So this is a kind of, we avoid any subjective judgment. Right? So because the judge, I saw many Wushu judges, even the similar level of the kids perform, they had different results, outcomes. Therefore, we need to find a way to objective to evaluate their Wushu performance. So the AI technology will appear very soon. This is about also a kind of device to measure the kids, the 正踢腿, the front kick. So how many kick, where you achieve can give you the score. So the feedback also is very important. Here also are some examples to increase the enjoyment of the 基本功. For example, increase the interactive chances. For instance, arrange fun exercise for them. You can see the 冲拳, they can punch the funky bar, this one, like this. When they punch, the bar will flow. So this idea was not from me, from the Nassim. So the kids like, because if the punch directly hit the bar flies straight. That means your punch is straight. So the kids like, and also you can use this to block, right? And this is no any hurt. So you can use kind of the tool to increase. Okay, Here are some tips for the instructing the kids. First, discipline in class. I observe many class in China, and the kids is if they like the Wushu and make very loud noise, and also for some Wushu teachers, they really keep discipline good in their class. How can they do it? So you need first you need to follow your strict, and also do not keep the kids waiting. If you always talk, okay, they take this skill like this, block, punch, then the offense and the defense method like this, they feel boring. So you just let them play, and also do not let them wait. If they wait, the discipline is really hard to keep. Therefore, they must involve, especially for kids. So, for example, the kick, you cannot one by one, maybe one group by group. How can they do? Before I show you the kick, that is one after one, right? Right? You can arrange just this line. So the kids stand this line, they just kick forward, backward, like this. And also interactive is very important. Interactive, that is it's really important. For example, why people like they play football, play basketball? Because they have opponents. Why the traditional martial arts is good? Because the master always talk, this is a gong, this is fang, this is offense, this is defense. Because two people is a kind of, you have to judge the distance, spaces, therefore the interactive, very important. Also for the kids, they need to kind of interactive. Person to person, kids to kids, or interactive with the tools. Tools also is kind of things. Then tools, toys, colorful instrument are welcome to kids. And the proper exercise intensity is really good for kids, especially cardiovascular system. So if your exercise, if your Wushu class is nothing, is not tired, your exercise is not successful. So you need to make the kids a little tired, sweat, because according to the psychological research, kind of moderate intensity can increase exercise enjoyment. Therefore, the Wushu same. So if there's no any stimulate, no any sweating, and they don't feel happy, they don't feel enjoyment. Therefore, exercise intensity also is your consideration. Okay, thank you for your listening. I wish this kind of knowledge sharing is good to you. Yeah, it's helpful for your kids' Wushu teaching. Question?
Now the floor is open for questions. Anyone who wants to ask a question, please raise your hand by clicking the raising hand button. Anyone? If there is no questions, this one? Okay. 1 minute. Okay, here we have one question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you can ask your question.
Hello, sir. Thanks for the excellent presentation.
Hello.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, what age you prefer for starting of Wushu training for kids?
At the age, right?
Yes.
Yeah, generally in China is around 4 to 5 years they can start. Depend if they
Sure.
just for example, if they just for enjoyment. Normally for the kids we can say 4 years they can start, but for this kind of kids it's just enjoyment is important. You do not encourage to assign kind of the very hard training. Yes, so more games, more physical education contents to them. If they, okay, by the way, if they want to become the professional Wushu athletes, what kind of age? Maybe, you know, it's depend on level of their situation. Generally, for Wushu, from the really beginning to high level, we in China, there kind of study report at least 10 years. 10 years. Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, anyone wants to ask a question?
Victor.
Yes, in
Who?
the week. How many hours training at the week?
How many? Okay.
So,
For what? For amateur or for enjoyment or just for the professional training? For example, in China,
yeah,
right? For the
okay.
kids, if they just come to the Wushu club, normally they 2 times a week, maximum 2 times, Saturday and Sunday. But once they show their talent to the Wushu coach, may normally 3 times a week can a little increase their Wushu level. Generally, if you want them really good, the better way that is every time practice, maybe 6 times a week, at least 2 or 3 hours a day. That is can from the amateur to professional.
Okay, depending the age.
The age, right? If the age is if they want.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
The age of child, so the 4 years old, 5, 6 years old.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, for 4 years, 5 years, normally twice a week is enough, not too much. Yes, for this kind of things.
All right.
For 6 times a week, at least 12 years old or 10 years old, that is yeah suitable for this kind of training.
Okay, thank you.
You're
That's it.
welcome.
One more question, please. One more question, please.
You can ask your question now.
Okay, in China, what is the best age for teaching children's Nandu?
Okay, good question. The good question. Question is that is we haven't investigate how what's the best age to teach the children Nandu. We can say like this. We have the competition rule that is not allowed children to do Nandu during they take part in the competition. Therefore, in my understanding, normally 12 years younger than 12 years, they don't do the Nandu. Yes, because the Nandu is too hard for them. After that, if they have the talent, they can, after the 12 years old, gradually to learn to practice the Nandu. Yeah.
Okay,
So we can
thanks.
just divide this. The Nandu is, if you are interested, we can talk about Nandu next time because I have a lot of research on the Nandu, but not about the age, but how to improve, how to instruct the Nandu. Today is
Okay,
Children's Day, right?
Thanks for that.
Okay, due to time limit, if there's no question now, today's lecture is about to finish. Before we finish the lecture, for your information that classes starting from tomorrow to June 5th, that is from Tuesday to Friday, will be recorded videos, which is not live streamed on Zoom, but on YouTube Wushu TV channel, you know. IWF YouTube channel, Wushu TV. So you can watch the videos there. And here is the forecast of the content. 长全公布 training recorded video, 3 p.m. Tuesday, June 2nd. 长全马步 training recorded video, 3 p.m. Wednesday, June the 3rd. 五步拳 for children, the first video, recorded video, 3 p.m. Thursday, June the 4th. Selected classical movements of Sun style Taiji Chuan, 3 p.m. Friday, June 5th. Therefore, this Tuesday to Friday, each day, 3 p.m. Beijing time, welcome to visit IWF YouTube channel at Wushu TV and IWF official website, iwf.org for recorded video courses. And Mr. Zhu Dong will come to meet us again in Zoom to deliver a live class this Saturday. That is June 6th, this Saturday, June 6th. So remember this time, Mr. Zhu Dong will come to meet us again to instruct Wushu basic training methods. Thank you again, Mr. Zhu Dong and everyone, and wish everyone a happy Children's Day.
Thank you, sir.
Happy Children's Day. And
Thank
see you
you.
next time.
Thank you, sir.
Next
Same.
time is a serious training to improve. Okay. Thank you to Miss Liu for your kindness to hold this meeting. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.
拜拜，朱老师。
再见。
再见。